Hello, my name is Pavel, welcome back to my channel. It is Halloween season, aka the season where we watch a lot of horror movies, and I am making this video way too late because it's like the middle of October. You've probably watched a good few horror, scary movies, but it's whatever. I still want to make this list because I have a lot of movies that I want to recommend to you that I think you should watch during the spooky season. A lot of these movies I've watched, a few of these movies I have not watched, and let's just talk about them. I feel like I think there's like 50 movies or something along those lines. I'm gonna just stop yapping and let's get through some of these movies that I want to recommend you because here's some of them. Quick preview, let's get on with the list. Okay, so first off, we are starting off with VHS, more specifically VHS 2. VHS is an anthology of POV horror movies. It's my favorite thing ever. VHS 2, I grew up with this movie. You don't need to watch this one. A brand new one just came out. It's called VHS Beyond. If you like found footage, watch a VHS movie. This is my favorite one, but I will admit I've also not watched a lot of them. So, no, that's a lie. I haven't watched the last two, so I will be catching up. And I think the rest of them are actually on this list, so we're going to get to it. If you want something in every way disturbing, disgusting, insane, if you've watched The Substance and you want a French, I think it's French, I don't even know. This movie is bonkers, and I am talking, does not hold back from gore. If you like gory, disgusting stuff, watch this one. Do I recommend watching this with your grandmother? If you want her to pass away, then yes, but if you want her to stay alive, do not watch this with your grandmother, but I highly recommend watching Inside. Look at this poster. Does this poster not scream violence? And I've really noticed recently, quick yap, French people, French directors just create very disgusting movies. Example A, one of many. My letterbox just crashed. Then we have another POV horror movie, a movie that I've mentioned so many times, Creep. It is a staple in every single horror list for every October. There is a mini series or a series coming out of Creep coming out in the next month. So if you've never watched this iconic movie, that I've made a video about this, so I'm not really going to talk about it too much. It is 80 minutes long. You have no excuse. It is absolutely perfect. Very, very fun. It's a very fun POV horror movie. Then we have Terrifier 2, Terrifier 1, Terrifier 2. If you want disgusting Art the Clown killing people, and I mean like in gruesome ways, this guy does not care. He will probably never die. There's the third movie coming out. I think it's next week, so I'm hopefully going to get to make a video about that. Terrifier, Art the Clown. This one is long. If you want a long movie, watch this one. If you want the shorter one, watch the first one. There's this guy, look at him. He doesn't look very friendly. Yeah. Oh my gosh, why does this keep crashing? Okay, my letterboxd crashed again for like the second time, but I think I've fixed the issue. Let's get on to the next movie, which is Vacancy. Vacancy is one of those like early 2000 movies where a couple end up in a motel and they've somehow ended up in this very creepy motel, even though you're talking to the TV and you're like, do not go there because you're not going to survive, but they still end up there. And it's a movie where they're just being chased, and it's one of those movies that is kind of silly, but it's also fun because it's over the top, and I feel like it belongs to this like very specific era of movies of what if this young couple went to this certain location, like a cabin or a hotel, and something very creepy and sinister happened. And it's very fun because it's like a certain time in horror, and if you know what I mean, you know what I mean. I definitely recommend it. It's a very fun movie. It's definitely a movie that you should watch with somebody. A great horror movie in every single way. I've not watched this movie, which is Ichi the Killer, but I've watched this director's movie called Audition, which I also recommend you watch this for Halloween, but this isn't really on the list. Audition starts off very slow, then goes absolutely bonkers, but just by the cover and like the little, you see this up at the top, this looks crazy, and I want to watch this Halloween because, well, what more do you want me to say? Look at this. This looks insane. I want to watch this. I trust the director. The poster looks really cool, and by the looks of it, I feel like it's going to be extremely gory, so I'm going to be checking that out. Why does my letterbox keep crashing? Then we have No One Will Save You. It is a movie where aliens are it's a home invasion movie, but the aliens are invading the person's home, which is one, very interesting. But what two makes this movie very fun is that there's very, very, very little dialogue, and there is a lot of things explored. A lot of people don't like this movie. I really enjoyed it because I feel like it's a very personal movie, a lot of self-discovery, and just the style is very interesting, so I highly recommend it. Then we have The Incredible Lake Mungo. I will not be blabbering on about this movie. I've mentioned this movie so many times. It is like a mockumentary of a grieving family because grieving over their daughter. Their daughter is missing and she might be haunting them because this family is clinging onto strings. They think that she is still alive, and it is very very heartbreaking, it is very terrifying, and it is a movie that has stuck with me. I generally go to sleep thinking about this movie because it terrifies me that much. Yep, A Tale of Two Sisters. I've also mentioned this movie just look at this poster. Does this poster not look enticing? Does this poster not look creepy? It is creepy. This movie is also haunting. It is a perfect combination of terrifying, but the terrifying also has substance to it. There's story to this, there's emotional depth, and I really, really, really love this movie. Next, we have High Tension. I just watched this the other day, and it also belongs to that very early 2000s kind of era of horror. This movie is also, how do I put this? Oh yeah, batshit crazy. Just look at, like, I feel like every single time I need to justify myself, you just look at this. Does that not look absolutely bonkers? It's about two girls who go to one of the girls' parents' home in a farmhouse, and then, well, somebody arrives and some creepy stuff happens. I feel like I'm talking very slow, so I'm going to try speed it up. This is a horror movie set at Christmas, so it kind of like, it's the perfect balance of Christmas, horror. It's also an incredibly great movie because we're like, who's calling? Who's being weird? We need to figure this out. Watch Black Christmas because I told you to. Just watch her, whatever. This movie is extremely underrated because we follow Julia, who has just moved into town with her husband, and she's noticing that a stranger across the apartment block is starting to stare at her. And is she being paranoid, or is this man actually being creepy? Who knows? Watch the movie and find out. This movie, every single time I want to watch a movie, this is the point of reference I try to use. It is incredible. It's like a modern movie that I feel like it's very underrated. It's very underrated. Anyway, then we have The Ritual, where it follows a group of guys. They're in the forest. They're on a lads trip. And, well, they're going to come across something a bit creepy. And it's one of those movies where usually it's like, it ends and it's like this big demon and it kills them all. And you're like, oh, okay. But the payoff in this movie, oh, it is very, very good. Then we have Let the Right One In, the Swedish version, a vampire movie that is very good. I usually don't like vampire movies, but this one I improve a lot. A lot of character development, a lot of attachment to characters, incredible performances, set in the snow. I love movies set in the snow. Yeah, you should definitely watch this. Just trust me. Then we have Possession. I've never watched Possession. Everybody tells me this movie is bonkers. It's an iconic movie that I need to watch, and I can't really call myself a proper horror fan. I've not watched such a masterpiece, apparently. This is meant to be incredible, and I've not watched it. The poster looks super cool. I want to watch Possession. The Chair. This is a short movie directed by Curry Baker. If you might have heard of this name because he directed this movie. Maybe I should just show you instead of like trying to talk about it. Milk and Cereal. It is a POV horror movie that's on YouTube. This director is going to be doing big things. Remember the coffee table? I made a video where I mentioned it about an inanimate object that causes horror in the family. That movie is awful. This movie is 25 minutes long. It is incredible, haunting. This guy is going to be absolutely incredible. The Substance. I made an entire video about The Substance. Body horror, you like body horror, go watch it. It is great. Then we have a movie that I feel like nobody is talking about. It is the most average whodunit movie ever. And sometimes you need an average whodunit movie that you can watch with your friends. And I highly recommend Werewolves with an Oddity. I've made a video about this movie. Irish horror. Just incredible. I'm not going to say anything because I've made an entire video about this. Then we have Next Door. I love this movie because, one, it is 75 minutes long. I love whenever we're not able to realize what's actually real and what's not. And in this world, we see John get some neighbors, and these neighbors are kind of messing with him. And then we slowly realize maybe not everything that's going on is real. Maybe that's a bit of a spoiler. I've mentioned this in a video before. You should check it out. Chime. I've also mentioned this in a video. I don't really know how to describe what makes this movie terrifying because nothing really happens. It's just the atmosphere. It's an atmospheric horror. This movie is terrifying because of things that you don't see. What else can I say? Infested. One word. Spiders. You're scared of spiders? Watch this movie. It is incredible. French. They're fucking crazy. They're crazy. I've also mentioned, I feel like a lot of these movies I've mentioned recently. We have Revenge, who the director of The Substance made this movie. Not many people are talking about this movie. It is batshit crazy, gore, crazy, but also very solid message about just general misogyny. And it's an incredible movie. You should watch it. It's very infuriating, but it is also great. Then we have the short movie The Grandmother by David Lynch. If you like David Lynch, watch it. If you don't like David Lynch, watch it. What are you going to do? 34 minutes? It's not going to take up your entire day. It's only half an hour. It is very, very creepy. What a surprise, especially for like very early Lynch movies. I am losing my mind today, I feel like. Then we have The Wolf of Snow Hollow, Jim Cummings. I love this man. We're trying to figure out, is a werewolf actually haunting people in Snow Hollow? I think that's what the place is called. There might be a werewolf on the loose. Is there? Is there not? Jim Cummings is incredible. This movie is worthwhile checking out because Jim Cummings is a director and you should trust him, and I did trust him, and this is an extremely underrated movie. We should definitely be watching this. We should be watching this. Then we have the autopsy of Jane Doe. They're performing an autopsy, and maybe this autopsy of Jane Doe, what's going on? Why is she acting a bit weird? Is she alive? Is she actually dead? Is she gonna be haunting the morgue? Not a morgue, the coroner's office. You know, the place wherever they dissect bodies. In there, is she haunting them? What's going on? Terrifying. Great fun. This movie is also absolutely underrated, under the shadow. Nobody talks about this movie, and it really annoys me because the horror of this movie is war, and it is things that you cannot see. But war is presented as this figure that is terrifying, which it obviously is, and it is used as the main horror in this movie. If that doesn't sell you, you're crazy. You need to watch that movie. It is that good. Then Audition. I've just mentioned the Audition. Then I mentioned The Strangers. This is well, I did try to mention The Strangers, and then Letterboxd crashed again. Then we have The Strangers. This time it is actually working. The Strangers is fun to watch with friends. It's not a perfect horror movie. It is a movie where strangers break into a house, and it has a lot of jump scares. It's very generic in every single way. But you know, sometimes that's like the perfect movie to watch with a group of friends that you have over. You don't want anything that you have to think about too deep. And I feel like The Strangers is a great movie for that. Not the new one. Because I've been told, I haven't watched it. It's meant to be shit. Then we have The Blob, the new one. I've never watched this movie. This is a new one for my watch list. It is about, guess what? A blob. I think a blob just takes over and kills people. That sounds fun. And maybe this is another one you should watch with your friends. I don't know. Do what you want to do. Then we have Teeth. I think I've never watched this, but as far as I'm aware, this movie it is about a lady who has teeth in her meow meow, and the teeth are killing people who are trying to, you know what I mean. Yeah, I've never watched this. I've been meaning to watch this since I've been a kid. That probably says some strange things about me, but I've never watched this, and this year I will watch it. I think maybe I'll just make a video about it. Who knows? Then we have VHS 94. I mentioned it earlier. Remember VHS? This is one of the newer ones that I've actually not watched, which is, yeah, not good of me for a person who loves horror movie, but I will be checking it out this year. Then we have Titane, Julia Ducournau, an absolute masterpiece. Body horror masterpiece. It is bonkers, over-the-top Palme d'Or winner from 2021. You should definitely be checking it out. Maybe it's 2020. I don't really know. If you like body horror, check it out. Then we have Opera. I've never watched this movie, but it's the director of Suspiria. Is that am I correct? Yeah. So this is from 87. A young opera singer is stalked by a deranged fan bent on killing people associated with her to claim her for herself. I think I've read that for himself. I read that incorrectly, but it's like a stalking movie. That sounds really fun, terrifying, so I feel like it should belong on a Halloween horror movie list. Then we have The Host, Bong Joon-ho's The Host. This is the only movie by Bong Joon-ho I have not watched, mostly because, like, creature type horror I'm not really into, but I trust Bong Joon-ho because he is one of the best directors of all time, and I need to watch it. And I was going to watch it yesterday, but I didn't because I watched Sleepy Hollow, which I feel like is also on this list, which was fun. But The Host, look at this thing. I think this comes out of the water, takes people, and people are trying to figure out what the heck is kidnapping their loved ones. That sounds fun. And with Bong Joon-ho's masterful directing, or something like that, I feel like that's a movie to check out. Then we have The Wailing. It's one of these movies that is super long. Somebody goes, I don't know, I've not watched this. It's somebody arrives into a village, and some creepy things are happening in this village. What are those creepy things? I don't know. But the mystery there, it's a foreign movie, it has a 4.0. I trust it. I just haven't gotten around to watching it. But this year, I really want to watch it. Then I have... you're probably like, what the hell? Why do you have this movie on your list? Because you made a video saying how bad it is. And yes, this movie is extremely bad. but it's so bad that I feel like you can get a group of friends together and watch it together and be like, what? The stupid. And I feel like Slender Man is perfect. If you see the 1.2 rating, that confirms my point. Think about it. You all are gathered around, pizza, drinks, watch this movie and laugh at it. What else? That sounds like a perfect night. Then we have Host. I've also mentioned this recently. It is a horror movie that was filmed during COVID, entirely online through Zoom. It's 57 minutes long. It is perfect. It is terrifying. I have many things to be said about this movie that I have already said in a previous video. Oculus. I've watched this movie. Mike Flanagan, incredible director of many great movies that are just slipping my head. Yes, Dr. Sleep, Hush, Haunting of Hill House. You know those movies. Oculus is a movie that I watched with my friend when I was like 16, and I remember nothing about it aside from the fact that they used mirrors and there were jump scares and I was terrified. And this year I want to rewatch it, and I think you should rewatch it too because Mike Flanagan is a great person and we should be supporting his work. So let's watch this movie. We're almost at the end. Cool. Incantation. Papa Meat Hunter, whatever his name is, you know him. He's recommended this movie. He said, is it Taiwanese? I think it's Taiwanese. And I've watched one clip from the movie and it was kind of it just looks scary. So I think I want to watch it. And it has good ratings and not many people have watched it, so therefore it might be like a hidden gem. What does it even say? I believe they're possessed by spirits. This film follows a woman who must protect her children from a curse. Ooh, this is a cursed video, might contain risk to watch. For those who dare to follow, please solve the puzzle on my daughter's curse from the... Ooh, mystery, horror. Oh, I like that. I'm so there. You should watch it with me. So, a few more movies. Train to Busan, zombie movie. I do not know how I have not watched this movie, but usually zombie movies are not my thing, but I'm trying to expand my horizons. Look at the rating, 4.0. I need to watch this. Something's right. I need to watch it, and you should watch it too. Then we have Kurosawa's Pulse. I like this man. He made Chime, he made Cure, and apparently this movie is atmospheric horror. Once again, similar to Chime, but it is meant to be haunting and terrifying, and a movie that sticks with you for a very long time, and a movie that has no jump scares. It is just the atmosphere that makes it terrifying, apparently. I've not watched it, but this year I will be watching it, and I trust these ratings, I trust the people who've recommended it to me, and I just really need to check it out. Then we have Hell House LLC. I also believe that this is a found footage horror movie where a group of people go to a haunted house tour, and the things, they take a little bit of a scary turn where the things inside the house actually kill. And it's meant to be really fun. Again, I've not watched this. I'm exposing myself, but this is meant to be a watch list for you and for me. And I've been recommended this movie so many times. And this year I will finally be checking it out. Nosferatu, the new one is coming out this year. I have never watched the one from 1922. And I will be watching it this year because how can I go watch the new one on the 25th of December on Christmas probably the 26th realistically, when I've not watched the OG classics. I am such a little bitch whenever it comes to not watching like classic horror, and I really need to get my finger out of my ass and watch some old horror because old horror is also terrifying. I need to get out the stupid mentality that old horror is not scary. Anyway, okay, then penultimately we have Krampus, which is a demonic force of ancient evil intent on punishing non-believers of Christmas. It is like this creepy thing, that thing up there that haunts non-believers. I think it's like a German tradition. I could be wrong. I probably am wrong. But it's another one of those movies that I've just never watched. And I remember wanting to watch it earlier in my life, but I read the ratings and I was like, I can't watch a movie that has bad ratings. But this year I will be watching it. Christmas horror. Remember Better Watch Out? That was like a home invasion type of horror type of movie. That was really fun. I really want to watch Krampus, and I will be watching it this year. And finally, I'm finishing things off with Frank and Winnie, Tim Burton's movie from 1984, The Short. It is, in every single way, a perfect short. Shelley Duvall is in it. Like, what do you want me to say? It is perfect. From Tim Burton, I usually like his movies that are like, whoo! But this movie feels like early Tim Burton, where he's just showing a kid who really loves his dog and he wants to really bring that dog back to life, and we follow the dog, the family, and the reaction to the dog who's come back from the dead. It is perfect. It's on YouTube. You should watch it. It is great.
Check out the Kinds of Kindness t-shirt that I have on. Can you see it? Is it even low?
Whatever. I won this in a competition, but we're not here to talk about Kinds of Kindness. Those are the movies that I recommend for you to check out this Halloween. Those are movies that I'm going to be checking out. There's a lot of movies on this list that I have not watched, which is extremely embarrassing. So I'm going to change that. I'm out of focus. But what are you going to be watching this Halloween? Please let me know, because I would love to add more movies to my watch list that is never ending, and I definitely should get through, but I don't get through. I just keep adding more and more movies. But please let me know what you are watching this October, this Halloween. I would love to know. But that's everything. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Also, sorry, this video is like a little bit slop. It is my birthday in like 2 days time. It's been my birthday. My birthday was on Thursday. I'm uploading this on Sunday. I am old, so this video is a bit slop, I guess. But that's everything. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, 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 bye from the old man. Bye, bye, bye.